We are discussing yoga therapy. In the last session, we spoke about the value of pranamaya kosha and self-awareness in yoga therapy, treating disorders. Today, we are going to focus on the manomaya kosha, the root cause of mental illness, and how do we address it from the yoga therapy point of view. Okay. So let me begin my talk by asking a few very simple questions to all of you. Give me honest answers, okay? What is the root cause of mental illness? Just think about the answers. I'll ask a few questions to you, which may be related to each other. What is the definition of success in life for you? Which is the most valued relationship in your life? What destroys it? What nourishes? These are 5 questions. We are going to find the answers together. Okay. Now, please focus on the first question. What is the root cause of mental illness? Okay. What do you think is the root cause of mental illness? Suppressed emotions. Anybody else? Sadavrat? Unfulfilled desires. In the last class, we actually had a discussion where some people said that even in Ayurveda, there is a reference that desires are the root cause for mental suffering. Correct? So we see here that in the Panchakosha model, we spoke about the pranic imbalances in the last class, but these pranic imbalances are fundamentally coming from the imbalances in the manomaya kosh. And when you go into the manomaya kosh also, the layer of emotions also, within that, what is happening is the job of a psychiatrist or a psychologist. All of us are in Mental Health and Neurosciences Institute, and we are addressing a very fundamental question of why does a healthy individual become mentally ill? Why someone become depressed? Why somebody has a psychotic breakdown? Why does somebody get into, phobia, anxiety, panic attacks, OCD? These are disorders in the stream or the flow or the content of thought in the mind. According to Ayurveda, even for the thoughts to flow, there are shrotas or channels. Like the water flows in a stream, thoughts also flow in a stream. There can be flood, there can be currents going in the direction where they should not go. There can be water logging on the roads, in the homes. In the same way, thoughts can enter into the arenas where they should not enter. And they can be too much speeded up, or there can be scarcity of thought. Too much rain, no rain at all. So improper drainage system, inability to manage, thoughts which are not required, keep coming again and again. Thoughts which are required do not process or move in a flow one after another. Distractibility, when somebody is talking, when we are paying attention on somebody, something else pulls the mind. These are all disorders of the mind, manomaya kosha. Correct? Stream, flow, content of the thought. And then the organization of that thought in the form of a psychomotor activity or speech or behavior. There can be an abnormality anywhere. the question is, what is the root cause of this imbalance? So when we ask this question to Patanjali and try to find an answer in the sutras, we get this very important sutra which says klesha moolah karmashayo drushta adrushta janma vedaniyaha. Okay, so with kleshas as the root, the reservoir of the karma is responsible for bringing various experiences which are manifested now or which will be manifested in future. So in the root, in your manomaya kosha, what is there? There are karmas which are loaded with klesha. Klesha is avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh. First, avidya. Avidya means my inability to understand what is correct, what is incorrect, getting confused in a very fundamental manner, considering things which are not correct as correct, considering things which are correct as incorrect. So then if the fundamentally, my notional corrections, notional understanding is wrong, then my thinking pattern is wrong. Then my psychomotor activity and behavior is wrong. So Patanjali says that karma is done like that, with fundamental error, are responsible. So it is the karma colored with that improper understanding that gets stored in the psyche, and there arises the imbalance. So he says, Sati mule tad vipako jati ayur bhogaha. Till the root, that is the klesha, exists, the karma will keep getting processed to lead to various births, lifespans, and experiences. Sati mule means till the root remains. It is not karma. It is the klesha colored karma. Klesha colored karma. You are understanding, no? So I have a fundamental error. Okay. For example, my fundamental thinking is that nothing happens if if nobody comes to know and you cheat someone, nothing happens. So there are these kind of thought, no? चोरी करना बुरी बात नहीं है, पर चोरी करते हुए पकड़े जाना बुरी बात. It is not wrong to steal something, but while stealing, getting caught is wrong. This is a common social the dialogue that goes on. There are many adults who teach this to children. चोरी करो लेकिन पकड़े मत जाओ, स्मार्टली करो. So there are these kind of fundamentally wrong thinking. There are a lot of people who take pride in fooling others. मैं इतना स्मार्ट हूं, खड़े खड़े किसी को भी टोपी पहना सकता हूं. टोपी पहनाना उसका टैलेंट है. इस पे वो अपने अस्मिता का प्राइड लेता है. करेक्ट? और if you are getting a chance to cheat somebody, to fool other, and you are not doing it, then you are the most foolish person on earth. You are in power, you get a chance to do corruption, and you are not doing, you are an idiot. Many people in society have these kind of norms. In fact, if in a day they do not fool 2-3 people and then make a mockery of them later on, their day is not successful. क्रेडिट कार्ड से लोन लेंगे, फिर उसको पे नहीं करेंगे, बैंक वालों को पागल बनाएंगे, एंड इन दैट दे थिंक दैट it is they are proving their smartness to the world. Correct? To be able to smuggle things, to be able to do big heist, बहुत बड़ा money heist. It is talent. So I show my creativity. I show my creativity in doing great big thefts. तो मूवीज भी बनते हैं, रूप की रानी, चोरों का राजा, लाइक दैट, धूम 2, धूम 3. What kind of big challenge that you can overcome by your creativity? They are heroes. Hero है ना? Correct? People clap. They do that kind of a thing. People clap. Now these are fundamental errors. Very fundamental error, massive errors in society, which people can get confused. Okay. So my talent, my creativity, the only way that I found to express it is at the cost of another. This is a fundamental error. Okay. Like this, we have lot of errors. It is, we also don't know when it got ingrained into our brain, when society taught us, when our parents said that it is okay. Not only krit, that you do, karita, making others do, anumodita, silently approving it. All of them are klesha mulaha karmashayo. The problem is we are not even aware. We are not even aware. That's why we think, मैंने तो ऐसा कुछ किया ही नहीं, मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ? I never did anything wrong to anybody. But nature's laws, they don't change for your emotions. They will. So karma, if it is there, then karma phala avashyameva bhoktavyam. It doesn't fail. कर दिया कर्म, भुगतना पड़ेगा. दुनिया की कोई ताकत इसको. So सती मूले तद विपाको जाति आयुः भोगाः. Thinking wrong as right and vice versa is the root. Ultimately, if the fundamental notion itself is wrong, then the whole thinking pattern goes in that way only. It is very difficult. Once your ego starts getting satisfied in such a way that, that you have to feel happy, you have to fool others. Then to leave those habits is very, very difficult. So it leads to, stronger asmita, I-ness attached to your creativity, to your action. Then it creates an imbalance. There's certain amount of your emotional energy gets locked up in certain area more, in certain areas less. So when that happens, there is excessive attachment. जो ऐसे थीफ होते हैं, जो कि अभी देखो ना, फोन पे कॉल आते हैं, क्रेडिट कार्ड, लोन नंबर लेके वो आपका बैंक अकाउंट खाली कर देते. फिशिंग ऑन फोन. It is a great talent. How can you fool other? Then once their account is empty, they do party in the night. कितना मुर्गे काटे आज. This was like that. How many people were you able to fool? So there is an imbalance in the manomaya kosha. Wrong is justified as right and a great virtue. Right is taken as foolishness. बहुत सीधा है, गधा है. घर में पेरेंट्स क्या बोलते हैं? बहुत सीधा है. इसका मतलब क्या है? वो गधा है. Correct? What do parents appreciate? Smartness, selfishness, ability to fool others. Wow. ये थोड़ा स्मार्ट है, ये गधा है. Siblings, they do like that. So then, with this, the yamas are broken. Whenever you consider right as wrong, wrong as right, you have broken one of the yama. Okay? When you are already committed in a relationship, having another affair is all right. It is today's fashion. At one point of time, having 2-3 boyfriend and girlfriend is the norm. सब नॉर्मल है. आपके लिए नॉर्मल है क्योंकि आपको इमोशनली नॉर्मल लगता है, लेकिन फंडामेंटली इन द लॉ ऑफ द नेचर यू हैव ब्रोकन द यमा ऑफ ब्रह्मचर्य. सत्य ऑल्सो. You are telling one thing to one person, another thing to another person. There is no transparency. You have to keep things secret. Then they say, no, it is all right. Then there is justification also. Krishna had so many gopis. So there is, you can justify in the way you want. But nature, the software is prepared in such a way, you break yama, there is klesha karmashaya, fruit will come. No avoid. Avashyameva bhoktavyam. आप चीट करो बॉयफ्रेंड को, फिर आप जिसके पीछे पागल होगी वो आपको चीट करेगा. Then it's fine. Cycle keeps coming back, you rotate. But in that, your mental resilience will go down. First for cheating and then जब उसका फल आएगा तब भी आपको. This is a fundamental law. It will never break. It will never break. Even if nobody comes to know, your heart will know. And if your heart knows, it means your mind knows. It means you have opened the doors for mental illness. Nobody becomes depressed, anxious, psychotic without doing a karma which is against the yamas. Uska karmashaya klesh. My mind only telling me to end my life. Why is my mind has become such an enemy to me? Why has my own mind become such an enemy to me? This karma theory may appear like, okay, you are not having compassion towards patient. That आप बोल रहे हैं तेरे कर्मों का फल है भुगत. But as a doctor, we have our own karma to do. We have to show compassion. We have to heal. But in that healing, if we are not making the person aware of his lifestyle, if he still continues to remain antidepressant लेके भी वही काम कर रहा है. First he got depressed because he was betting on phone. IPL में betting कर रहा था. करते करते पूरा बिक गया, बर्बाद हो गया. अब डिप्रेस हो गया. अब एंटी डिप्रेसेंट लेके फिर से बेटिंग करेगा तो क्या करेंगे? क्या? So betting, I'm not harming anybody. Just taking money from one party, giving to another party. मैंने किसी का बुरा थोड़ी किया है. जो मेरे पास बेटिंग करने आता है, one who comes for betting to me, he comes by his free will. Correct? I am not pulling him, come and do betting with me. He is coming on his own. And I am being very just. And I am not cheating anybody. भाई 1 रुपया लगेगा, 1.5 रुपया मिलेगा, क्लियर भाव है, बराबर. और पाकिस्तान जीतेगा तो आपको 1 रुपये पे 2 रुपीज है, इंडिया जीतेगा तो 1 रुपये पे 1.5 है, क्लियर भाव है. और मैं किसी से भी कभी मैंने चीट नहीं किया. आई हैव नेवर चीटेड विथ एनीबॉडी. 1 रुपया अगर किसी को मुझे देना है, मैंने दिया है. आई हैव गिवन इट. मैं ऑनेस्ट. मैंने उसको जबरदस्ती मेरे तरफ, आई हैव नॉट पुल्ड हिम. ही विलिंगली वांट्स टू प्ले एंड आई हैव नॉट चीटेड एनीबॉडी. करेक्ट? अब बताओ, मुझे कर्माशय में क्लेश लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा? सदाव्रत, कोई चीटिंग नहीं किया है. और वो विलिंगली आया है, तो ये जो बेटिंग करा रहा है इसको कर्म लगेगा या नहीं लगेगा क्लेश? यस और नो? सिर्फ यस और नो बोलो, जो मन में आता है वो बोलो। नो मैडम। यस सुबह ना। यस। यस। यस और नो? यस मैडम। हाँ। यस। यस। नो। गाइज आर फॉर नो, लेडीज आर फॉर यस। यस। नो। यस नो बोलना पड़ेगा, जो भी दिल में आता है बोलो। नो। 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 मुझे लगा था वो तो नो बोलेगा भाई। तो बताओ अभी बोलो। आई एम कंप्लीटली जस्ट, he came by his free will. I am feeding my family by this livelihood. Whatever I am earning, I am feeding my family. This is the only talent that I have. इधर का उधर करके कर रहा हूँ. And I am not spending for myself also. Same justification Ratnakar Daku gave to Narad Muni, जो बाद में वाल्मीकि बना. I am doing for my family, sacrifice. This is the only talent I have. So people who bet, they are willingly betting. Correct? जितना कमाया था पूरा डाल दिया, बर्बाद हो गया. अब जो बेटिंग किया उसकी बीवी, बच्चे, देयर एजुकेशन, सब सड़क पे आ गए. नाउ दे आर ऑल क्राइंग, सफरिंग. करेक्ट? एनी मनी दिस फेलो टेक गेट्स, he goes to this betting fellow thinking that whatever I have lost till now will come back. Nimhans, gambling disorder, addiction. People have lost crores. I met a fellow lost 3 crores. 3 crores. सब कुछ बर्बाद, सब. Still he's hopeful. If I put 1 crore, I'll get everything back. So the family considers this fellow as addicted. Addicted means handicapped. इसका तो विल पावर गया. अब वो गालियां किसको देते हैं? अगर गवर्नमेंट दारू बैन कर देती तो ये पीता ही नहीं. So they go to the liquor shop fellow. If you were not selling, he wouldn't have been like this. So वो ऐसे बदवा देते, मर जाए, इसको कीड़े पड़े. किसको बदवा देते? बेटिंग करने वाले को. क्योंकि उनको पता है कि ही इज ए हैंडीकैप. लाइक फिजिकली योर हैंडीकैप, यू कैन नेवर स्टैंड ऑन योर फीट. इसको मौका मिलेगा तो ये तो बेटिंग करेगा. ये तो उसकी कमजोरी है, लेकिन इसकी कमजोरी का फायदा उठाने वाला सबसे बड़ा पाप. पूरी दुनिया में इसको पैसा कमाने का यही एक तरीका मिला. दूसरों का खून चूस के, पूरी फैमिली सोसाइटी को बर्बाद करके, लोगों की कमजोरी का फायदा उठा के पैसा कमा रहा है और बोलता है कि मैं बहुत बड़ा धर्मात्मा हूं. कर्म तो लगेगा. यस. 100% यस. 101% यस. इतना कर्म लगेगा कि वो जीना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. एक जिंदगी का एक मोमेंट शांति से नहीं बिता सकता है. ऐसे लोग आए भी है और एंटी डिप्रेसेंट भी ले रहे हैं. हमारे खुद के पेशेंट है. टू मेक देम अवेयर, यू आर डूइंग हिडन हिंसा. यू आर नॉट डूइंग करिता, यू आर डूइंग अनुमोदिता. Silently approving the destruction of society. So whatever you do, if it breaks these yamas, how does yama break? There is a thinking pattern that justifies that breaking the yama is okay. सब करते हैं यार, क्या प्रॉब्लम है यार? पूरी दुनिया कर रही है, क्या मैं अकेला कर रहा हूं क्या? तो पूरी दुनिया कुएं में कूद रही है, तुम भी कूदो. Justification, everybody is doing the same. This is a fashion. You only know that moment, you don't know later what happens to those people who are following such kind of fashion? So vitarka hinsadaya. Hinsadaya means ahimsa is a yama, non-violence is a yama. So the thought going against the yama is known as vitarka badha, or you can call them as vitarka. Thinking pattern which goes opposite to yamas is known as vitarka. Everybody is clear? Thinking pattern that is against the yamas is known as vitarka. That vitarka are hinsadayah. It means himsa, asatya, steya, parigraha, lack of brahmacharya. All of them are vitarkas. And these vitarkas manifest how? Krit. I do. I directly do violence, or break my brahmacharya, or I steal, knowingly tell a lie, do karita. I don't do it. I promote another fellow. I do it, nothing happens. Everybody is betting bet. I don't bet. I make others do. Anumodita. I know this fellow is falling, destroyed, getting destroyed. I silently approve. मैं कुछ नहीं. Then I say, I did nothing. No. Patanjali says, वो silence भी count होगा. We will count it. Your conscience will count it. You cannot escape. The beauty is, krit or karita or anumodita, punishment is at the same level. There is no. That's why when societies suffer, people wonder why so many people are dying in flood, because a lot of them are anumodita. Krit may be some, karita may be some, anumodita are more. But this is the software, yeah. This is the software. Anumodita also suffers. Okay, so these thoughts which go against the yamas, we are talking of manomaya kosha, the thought pattern in manomaya kosha. I am married, committed to someone. Now, in my heart, I am developing a liking towards another person. The person also started liking me. Okay. The root emotion there is moha. Fundamentally, the thinking pattern that goes can be lobha, krodha, or moha. These are three fundamental emotions in the manomaya kosh. Three fundamental emotions in the manomaya kosh, which bring what? Vitarka, means thought going opposite to yamas. They come from three sources: lobha, moha, krodha. Now, one example. My husband is very devoted to me. He trusts me. Okay. But I am having a lot of moha in my heart, and I am getting thoughts of liking towards another person. Correct? Now, this thought is coming from my moha. And from my moha, what is happening? Vitarkas are coming. Vitarka means what kind of thoughts? Against which yama? Brahmacharya. After marriage, you are committed to one person, that is known as naishthika brahmacharya. नाइष्ठिक ब्रह्मचर्य. नाउ मेरा जो थॉट जा रहा है वो उसके अपोजिट में जा रहा है. व्हाट आर द थिंकिंग प्रोसेसेस? If I spend time with this person, movie plays, if we go in a garden together, if we talk to each other, how joyful it will be. How women's bliss will come if we have a love affair. All those, whatever that sensual enjoyment, talking, spending wonderful time, going for a vacation, pura movie is being played in front of my mind. And thinking itself is giving me bliss. So it is here that the yama is getting broken. It is here that yama is getting broken. Here I don't oppose. सोचने में क्या जा रहा है? सोचने में क्या प्रॉब्लम? मैंने किया तो नहीं. Krishna says. What does Krishna say? Mithyachar. The person who, what he does? Controls the sense organs. But Vishayan, those thinking about the Vishaya in the mind, not doing anything through the motor organ. That is known as Mithyachari. Now you have created a conflict within you. Outwardly you are showing you are not interested in the person. Inwardly you are thinking about the person. Outwardly you are worried about what people will say, what will happen. So action wise you are holding. Mind wise you are thinking. We conflict हो गया. बराबर? Now this conflict creates a disturbance in the energies in the manomaya kosha, which percolates down to pranamaya kosha, which leads to asthma, migraine, digestive disturbances, menstrual irregularities. The intensity of these emotion and the vitarka can be mild, moderate, or severe. If it continues as a habit to me, that I have a different behavior to show, whereas in my mind the world is entirely different. If it becomes a habit, slowly, slowly those emotions get more and more potency and they start becoming intense. The more intense they become, the more there are chances that I will do it or I will make others do something which will show that person that you are interested, but then ignore him, so that the person is always behind you. Karita, no, I didn't do anything. At the end, when things are asked, no, what is the proof? I didn't do. So, or anumodita. When the person, or whatever, that advancement is happening, not doing anything or silently approving. So, in that way, if the thinking pattern go, then when it becomes intense, it can, lead to a conflict within you. And ultimately, Patanjali says that when you start living life in this way, I gave you one example of brahmacharya. It can be against satya, it can be against ahimsa, asteya, aparigraha, any of the yamas. Thought process jab aata hai, we think thinking is all right. Doing is a problem. Correct? Krishna says this is a big problem. If you want to stop it, you have to stop it at the thought. Because once it continues at the level of thought for a considerable time, stopping it at the action level is impossible. Impossible. जैसे situation आएगा, पलात. No? Arjuna asked Krishna in 3rd chapter, Krishna, who is he? Who is it who unwillingly, by force, without the approval of the person, drags him into papachara? Who is he? I don't want to do. But who is he who pulls me with force against my will to commit a sin? Who is that? He asks. So then Krishna says, Trividham narakasyedam dwaram nashanam atmanah kama krodhas tatha lobah tasmadetat trayam tejet. You're destroying your soul. These three emotions, kama, krodha, and lobha. Greed, lust, and anger. What happens? In the beginning, you think, dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. How does it begin? It begins as a very gentle thought. Yeah, it's nice thought that, yeah, I think I like this person. This person is good. After the thinking, we also don't know when. Continuous thinking process from I like him, I like him, I like him. When does it become that I love him? From I love him, we don't realize when it becomes I want him. And from I want him, we don't know when does it become I can't live without him. From I like him to I can't live without him happens within us in our own manomaya kosha. And when I can't live without him happens, then we think, no, this is becoming a big problem. I have to stop it. Can't stop. Agalla. Then if you want to stop, you have only poured so much of your energy day in and day out towards it. Now when the brakes are open, how the flood will stop? It will not stop. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna pravruddha. So this rajoguna that you have only day in and day out propelled it is the one which is pulling you into sin. And on one side fully supporting it, and then at the last moment trying to put a brake on your motor organs, you will not be able to stop it. So a great conflict in this society is that we silently approve mental breaking of the yamas, but all of us are very scared of breaking yama in action. Because action has consequences which are observable. Police, relationship problem, children will suffer, बहुत problem. माइंड में चलता है, किसको पता चलता? लेकिन ये माइंड में जो चल रहा है ना, वही मेन प्रॉब्लम. If you want to stop action, you have to stop it at the level of the mind. As the mildest thought when it comes, you have to stop it there. जैसे ही पहला थॉट आया कि I am developing attachment to this person, you have to change. In psychotherapy, in your therapy also, sometimes when you're talking to a patient, the way he sits, the way he talks, his body language reminds you of your first girlfriend or boyfriend. Person you wanted but you didn't get. You pay extra attention to the patient. You want to talk more. Patient also feels some connect. As soon as that comes, if you really want welfare of the person, change the therapist. Never go again in front of that person. Then transference phenomena is happening. Therefore, therapist change. After that, never enter the cabin. If you have got a bell ringing in your heart seeing any patient, don't go back to that patient again. In the same way, if you feel that some patient has started feeling the same towards you, leave. Change the therapist. Call your colleague to take care of the patient. In that situation, you continuing treatment is anumodita. You have broken the yama and you are now landing into a big trouble. Big trouble, which is dukkha, ajnana, ananta phala. What is going to happen if you are going to break the yama through vitarkas? What you are in the beginning thinking that it is going to give me amrita, it will only give you poison at the end. At the end, you will only have poison in your hand, more ignorance, more pain, and unending cycle of pain, ignorance, and suffering is waiting for you. Why? Because fundamentally the law is you go against yama, you suffer. And नो इस दुनिया में कोई ऐसा ओवर स्मार्ट बंदा पैदा नहीं हुआ जो यमा को ब्रेक कर दे और शांति से जी ले. is not possible to oversmart nature and its fundamental softwares. So this is known as Pratipaksha Bhavana. Pratipaksha Bhavana is asking oneself, self-reflection. Pratipaksha means self-reflection. Patanjali is telling, if you are a sadhaka on the path of yoga, please do a self-reflection. First self-reflection is, ask yourself honestly, in your manomaya kosha, do you have thoughts which are going against yamas? Yes or no? You have thoughts going against yamas? Yes or no? Anybody know? I know. No. Then next question, ask yourself, which is the dominant emotion in me which is propelling this thought of breaking the yama? Is it greed? No matter how much I get, I want more. Is it anger? Is it attachment? What is your weakness? That is what Patanjali says. Lobha, Krodha, Moha. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, Trividham narakasyedam dwaram nashanam atmana. Trividha. These three are dominant according to yoga. So I will say, Moha is my problem. My problem is Moha. What is your? Which is your? Lobha, Krodha, Moha? Moha and Krodha. Yes, madam. Krodha. Moha and Lobha. Moha. What is he saying? Both. But there are three. There are not two. Moha. Yes, madam. Hmm. 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 I want to congratulate all of you being honest to yourself. Hmm? This is Pratipaksha Bhavana. This is my emotional weakness. This is giving me vitarka thoughts, which is making me break yamas. Now I am opening my own doors for mental illness. No. Currently, we are trying to keep things simple. Hmm? It may be more later, but just trying to keep things simple. There are different personality classifications. Patanjali says, be harsh on yourself, your manomaya kosha, label yourself. I am a moha dominant personality. I am a krodha dominant personality. I am a lobha dominant personality. What is coloring your manomaya kosh? The root cause of mental illness we are talking about. Hmm? We are talking about the root cause of mental illness. This is the root cause. Same thing, kamas, krodhas, tatha, lobha, tasmad etat trayam tyajet. And when you have to leave them, the earlier, the better. Because later, impossible. As soon as you reach a state where you say that my mind has excess of krodha, correct? My mind has excess of krodha or moha or lobha. I am aware. Now the problem is in my mind. And I am telling that my mind has it, then your becoming aware of it itself will make you more powerful than that emotion. If you ask, who is angry? Oh, my mind is angry. My mind has an emotional energy, which is anger, which is trying to overpower. But as soon as you say, I am angry, gone. Now you cannot win. Because your existence itself is anger. There is a difference between my mind has anger as a dominant emotion and saying, I am angry. Observer gone. When you say, I am angry, I want it. I want it illa. My mind craves for this person. My mind is craving for this person. My mind has got excessively attached to this person. Then you can control yourself. But if you say, I can't live without this person, gone, finish. Game over. So this is metacognitive awareness, the very root of mindfulness-based third wave psychotherapies. So you have to resolve this conflict. Doing things mentally is not okay. In fact, yogic texts say that Chintanam is more problematic than action. Okay. So, thus, as per yogic understanding, the root cause of mental illness is avidya, that is pattern of thinking that makes a person believe and do what is not right as right. Take home message. Ayurveda calls it pradnya aparadha. Ayurveda calls it pradnya aparadha. This inharmonious pattern of thinking emerges from three major emotions: lobha, moha, and krodha. Correct? They make the person break yamas, which leads to reduced mental resilience and thus mental illness. So, all of you are with me. We now understand the root cause of mental illness. If I give you a 10-mark long answer question, will you all answer? This pattern I want. 10-mark long answer question. What is the root cause of mental illness? Okay. Yeah, we have 10 more minutes. एतैर्विमुक्तः कौन्तेय तमो द्वारे स्त्रिभिर्नरः आचार्यत्यात्मनः श्रेयः ततो याति पराम गतिम्. Those who are free from the three gates to darkness endeavor for the welfare of their soul. They attain the supreme goal. How many of you are from Maharashtra? Okay. Sant Tukaram says a very beautiful abhang. He says, Ratra ani divas amha yuddha cha prasanga. Day and night we are in war. War against what? War against what? Day and night. One thought enters. You try to divert yourself. It will come 1,000 times. Day it will come, night it will come. मैं तो भगवान का जप करना शुरू कर देता हूँ जब भी ऐसा थॉट आता है. Sometimes we are in a state where we say, God, it is not possible for me. I am weak. But I don't want to break. Yeah. Please help. I surrendered. No. The more you बहुत हालत खराब हो जाती पर तुकाराम कहते हैं डे नाइट दिस वार ओनली इज is what makes us human. Free vent of your emotions, freedom to live, whatever vitarka comes manifesting in action. If this is the definition of progress of society, that you can copulate on the roadside like dogs, then what to? So we have to understand there is a delicate balance. We are not talking about suppressing emotions. Suppressing emotion will turn you neurotic. Why neurosis happens? Because mentally everything is okay. Action wise nothing is okay. लोग क्या बोलेंगे? No, no. I am a great pandita. I am a great priest. Oh, carrying lot of image in society. Thoughts. That creates deep conflict. But if you have humbleness, if you are aware, and if you have intelligence, that it is not to be stopped at the level of action, it has to be stopped at the level of the first thought. Then you are not suppressing emotion, you are channelizing. So all of you know about motivational interviewing. Motivational interviewing, if you are addicted to anything, it goes through these cycles. What is the cycle? Any addiction, my dear friends, think of it, grossly as I am addicted to alcohol. Okay. Now I have been taking alcohol for 25 years. Correct? And you call me and say that, what are your thoughts about alcohol? Say, yeah, means I have certain good feeling when I take alcohol, like I can socialize with my friends and mentally I feel very relaxed. Sleep, नींद अच्छा आता है. So yeah, pre-contemplation is I am not even thinking about quitting alcohol. Alcohol is quite okay. Okay, everybody drinks, it is quite okay. This is known as stage of pre-contemplation. When an addiction is considered all right. When an addiction is considered all right, which klesha is happening? Avidya. What is fundamentally wrong is accepted as okay. Okay, fine. Then avidya to contemplation. Contemplation means person starts experiencing some problems in life. This alcohol I've been taking, but I've repeated, I have observed that initially it improves sleep, but later sleep gets disturbed after that. Or my liver, I'm not feeling hungry at all, stomach ulcer, or when I drink, I can't control my emotion. I developing conflict in my family or financial burden, not able to do my job properly. So then he starts contemplating that, yeah, alcohol is okay, but starts coming. It is also creating some problem in my life. This is known as contemplation. Then from contemplation, the person slowly moves to a state of planning. It means he has now made a resolve that alcohol is not good for him. He has to quit. Then comes action. I will do something towards quitting alcohol. And then how to maintain that level. Correct? Now, this is the stages of change. चेंज थेरेपी बोला जाता है इसको, मोटिवेशनल इंटरव्यूइंग को चेंज थेरेपी बोला जाता है. Now this we do for substance use disorders. What I would like to propose here is this we should do for all our vitarkas. This we should do for lobha, moha and krodha. So first of all, deep in your heart, which stage are you in about your vitarka? Do I still think it is okay? Everybody in society is doing it, it's fine. Then you are in pre-contemplation. And Patanjali says, do pratipaksha bhavana. Dukkham madhyana ananta phalam. Nashanam atmanaha. Your true potential will get covered. Your confidence will get lost. It will ultimately only lead to suffering. No matter how much your senses are telling that it is going to give you lasting joy, it will not give you. It will give you more ignorance, which will cover your soul. And it will give you dukkha, which will lead to suffering. Dukkham adnyanam ananta phalam. Thinking that pre-contemplation to contemplation. Then, okay, I am convinced. I should not break yama. I should not take these yamas so lightly. These yamas are very serious. Right from breaking a small signal. Red light hota hai. We take our bike and just go off because nobody is there. No police. Go. Now you have gone through the red light. Correct? This is vitarka. Red light tod diya. Which yama is broken? Which yama is broken? Satya. Satya broken. Nobody was watching. Nobody punished. Correct? Now, why this Satya was broken? Behind that, which emotion was there? Which emotion? Lobha, moha, krodha mein? Lobha may be there, moha may be there, krodha may be there. Huh? I want to reach somewhere fast. Then it is lobha or moha, or I am simply so frustrated, bhaad mein jaye duniya. But emotion only. Fundamentally, one emotion came. That emotion gave me a thought. What thought? Nobody is there, nothing happened, everybody breaks in India. This is vitarka thought, which is coming from avidya. Then I break it. Nothing happened. After that, what happened? Nothing happened. So I keep breaking it.
This wala jo logo or
every individual may have a different. That is a klesha which is avidya. In emotion, it will vary from person to person. But those three emotions in different permutation combination can lead to different scenarios. So fundamentally emotion, those emotion cover your correct thinking, give you wrong thinking, that leads to wrong behavior. And at the end of that wrong behavior, you do not see any immediate punishment. So that reinforces that kuch ho nahi raha. Correct? That is permitted by law. There is a law. Ambulance can break the signal. Is there a law for you on your bike? No. Okay. So I break.
ambulance banda ka now signal now.
That is understood. Your conscience knows that you are giving way to ambulance. No, no. See, you should have your conscience is very smart. You cannot fool it. You cannot fool your conscience. आप दुनिया में पूरी दुनिया को उल्लू बना लो, अपने अंतर मन में बैठे कृष्ण को आप उल्लू नहीं बना सकते. He is smartest. So here you break the signal, nothing happens. If that reinforces that nothing is happening, and you see people also around breaking and going, correct? Or if you alone are standing, everybody is breaking, people laugh at you. Gadha khada ho. Correct? So then nobody punished, no. But this karma accumulates. It becomes a klesha moolah karmashaya. It becomes a karmashaya. Then it leads to bhoga. It will make some prarabdha. फिर कभी तो ट्रैफिक पुलिस पकड़ता है, फिर पकड़ के वो इतनी सी चीज के लिए इतना बड़ा फाइन लेता है. दैट मेंटल एगोनी दैट यू गो थ्रू. जिसने भी सिग्नल तोड़ा होगा कभी ना कभी तो, उस समय नहीं, पकड़ता तो है. एंड यू थिंक दैट इट इज ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ उस मोमेंट में मेरी गलती इसलिए पकड़ा. नहीं भाई, वो पूरा एक्यूमुलेट होके पकड़ा है. पकड़. And it multiplies all the agony that it has to give. Everything comes to. So the question is, the second question was, what is the definition of success in your life? This was the second question. आपके जीवन में सफलता का definition क्या है? What is the definition of success in your life? Honest answer then. What is the definition of success in your life? Leading a good and happy life with my family is success. If I have lived a life like that, I have lived a successful life. For me, success means to be the greatest yoga researcher ever, Nobel Prize in Yoga Research. जो भी है सक्सेस है तो हाँ, Nobel Prize in Yoga Research is definition of my success in my life. आप बताइए. At the end, no regret is her success. Huh? Follow the yama of truth when you answer. Don't create karmashaya.
Being rich and having mental peace.
Clap, clap, clap. कोई भी भिखारी नहीं होना चाहता, सबको पैसा चाहिए. Being rich, and rich means how much? Means when you say, okay, this is the richness, one bungalow in Bangalore, I mean, kuch,
Financial independence, to be on my own.
Whatever you want to do, you should be able to do on your own. What satisfaction?
मैं खुश हूँ तो काफी है.
उसी को तो पूछ रहे कि खुशी किसमें है.
खाना अगर मैं
बहुत सारा खाना. मतलब whatever you want to eat, you should be able to eat at the end of your life. A clap यार, very good answer. No, satya. Satya. Beautiful.
whatever I choose, if it is helping me all the time go in my inward journey, deeper self-awareness, that is success.
Deeper self-awareness. What is that goal, madam? Please share. What is that dream? Huh? You have to start a yoga institute, students should come. Beautiful, very beautiful. थोड़ा वेग गोल है. हाँ, लग्जरी मीन्स व्हाट? कुछ आपके सामने एक इमेज आ रहा होगा ना, थोड़ा बताइए ना किस तरीके. हाँ, क्या क्या है बताओ. आइलैंड ले लिया, एक आइलैंड खरीद लिया, मतलब क्या? हाँ हाँ, different countries world over, world tour. Nice. What? How much wealth? What wealth? Success का definition. How much wealth is, you say, okay, now I am successful. This much wealth I have in my bank account. पूरी वर्ल्ड टूर होना चाहिए कंफर्टेबली।
So, on to earn that I can take care of myself and one person.
That much only. Success in life, what does it mean for you? Whatever you want to do, you should be. What desire, man? Huh. Subhan.
Whatever desire I'm having, I should fulfill that.
What is that desire? Acha, acha, whatever you want, you should be. Okay. That is success. Even if you don't get money, it's happy family. Yes, madam. Moksha. Hmm. Healthy, happy, satisfied. No definition of success.
Content.
Being con
If there are any problems, I should be able to solve it by my own self.
huh? Peace. Peace. Definition of success is peace. Okay. So if you ask this question to Patanjali, how does a human being, how should a human being assess success in his life? Patanjali says, success in life means the ability to overcome these three enemies: Lobha, Moha, and Krodha. Why does he say that? Because fundamentally the karmashaya that is created by kleshas brings bad luck. That karmashaya with klesha reduces peace. That karmashaya with klesha doesn't allow things to manifest in the way you desire. So all the success that you want in your life, irrespective of what you want, the hindrances towards that success that you want are coming from your own karmashaya. You see, no, this fellow is so lucky. I'm never lucky. Whatever I try, हमेशा लास्ट मोमेंट पे आके फंस जाता है. फंस नहीं जाता है. आपके वितर्क बाधा ही बाधा है. So your success is this day in and day out, night and day, the war that is going on against the thinking processes that are generated by these emotions. The more you win that war, the more you are successful in life. If by compromising this, you are trying to achieve success in your life, if this is compromised and you want wealth, health, happy family, agal, not possible. Simply not. Neither health, nor happy family, nor wealth. You may get a flash, like For some moment, you may be on a high, but next moment you will fall down. You will fall down in such a way that it will be very difficult to get up again. Maslow's hierarchy, are you aware of? Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. Psychology में बोलते. He makes a pyramid. Pyramid कैसा बनाता है? At the base of the pyramid are survival basic needs: food, shelter, sex. Basic. Next level of the hierarchy comes social safety and security. Third level of hierarchy, emotional well-being, connect and fulfillment. Next level of hierarchy, intellectual satisfaction, ability to guide the next generation. Next level, self-actualization. Actualization. Self-actualization. So like as if he goes from Annamaya to Pranamaya to Manomaya to Vijnanamaya to Anandamaya. In our Vedic philosophy also there is a hierarchy. How an individual should go. Do you know what is that? 4 Purusharthas. How do we say? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Correct? What do we say first? First Dharma. So according to us, what is at the 4th level of Maslow's comes first. After that comes Artha, which is the 2nd level. Then comes Kama, that is the 1st level of Maslow. See, our civilization is so evolved. सबसे पहले बोलता है, make your assumptions about dharma clear. इसलिए गुरुकुल में पहले बच्चे जाते थे, they used to go. सबसे पहले धर्म क्या है, अधर्म क्या है, वो समझ लो. After that, based on the dharma, based on the fundamental concrete stabilization of dharma, then you earn your livelihood. धर्म के बाद आता है अर्थ. समझ में आया? फिर जो पैसा आपने धर्म के साथ करके कमाया है, उससे आप अपने इच्छाओं की पूर्ति करो. होगी, जो भी आपकी इच्छाएं हैं पूरी होगी. बराबर? और उसके बाद आप फ्रीडम की तरफ, अल्टीमेट लिबरेशन की तरफ जा सकते. यू कैन गो. नंबर 1 इज धर्मा. धर्मा इज हियर. हाँ हाँ, yeah, means dharma fundamentally is to live life on the lines with yamas, not to break yamas. See, that is how the prospect of dharma, you have to understand it in a broader perspective. In a general way, it is a very beautiful question actually. When there is a conflict between a lower dharma with the higher dharma should be followed. What is the definition of higher dharma? Greater well-being for larger number of people. Okay. See, if I kill one terrorist, I save 100 innocent people. So I am breaking the yama of ahimsa, but my ultimate objective is greater ahimsa for more people. So like that, when Mahabharata happened, people may say that Krishna could have avoided the war. So many people died. But then if he would have avoided the war, Duryodhana would have become king. Then much more people would have suffered than how many people died in the war. So sometimes a greater ahimsa requires small himsa. To establish greater ahimsa, my father drinks and hits, creates ruckus in my whole family. I create fear for my father. When I am there, he's silent. Now me creating a fear in the heart of my father is himsa. But that is required for peace in the family. So there is greater ahimsa. So my intention in the bottom of my heart is of himsa or greater ahimsa. So in that way, dharma has to be understood. Larger satya is bigger than smaller asatya. See, a patient has stage 4 cancer. He also has a father who is a heart patient. If I tell his father the son has cancer, father will die. So here, to save father, I tell father that your son has an illness, but he's all right. It is asatya. But my intention there is that the family should not get depressed. Family should. So it is greater ahimsa that I want to establish. Now here the guidance comes from one's own conscience. Deep in the heart, if you ask this question, am I breaking a yama? You will understand that these are not concrete compartments, but there is a dynamic flow where sometimes one yama becomes overpowering and then a smaller yama has to be broken. But it should not become an excuse for you to create your own theories and keep on, breaking yama. You should be true to your heart. So dharma has to be established first. The problem in today's generation is we are following mass law. So what do? First thing that comes into our mind is I should earn a lot. पहले पैसा कमाना है, बाकी दुनिया जो भी हो जाए, मुझे बहुत सारा पैसा कमाना है, कैसे भी कमाओ. You got money. With that money, what you have to do? You have directly jump to artha. Dharma हुआ नहीं. No dharma. Directly artha. Then from artha, you go to kama. Correct? And then in that artha and kama, your mental health is gone. Because that artha has come from adharma. That adharma will neither allow you to fulfill your kama, nor give you mental peace. And ultimately, what will happen? The artha that you have got goes away in your healthcare, in your illness, in your litigations, legal problems, पुलिस केस, ऐसा सब प्रॉब्लम में वो पूरा कमाया हुआ पैसा भी जाता है, मन की शांति भी जाती है. लेकिन अगर आप धर्म के साथ पैसा कमाओगे, it will 100% fulfill your desires.
Sir, can we also say, जैसे dharma is basically the fundamental property, the fundamental nature. जैसे जल का धर्म ही है शीतलता, sorry. So, dharma is perhaps that deeper self-awareness, that deeper understanding of first who I am, what am I, what is the purpose of my life here, why have I taken birth, and then in my context understanding how am I going to follow these yamas and can we say?
Yes. See, all of us also have another property of being either a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, or a Vaishya. Okay, that also falls under the dharma domain. Krishna says, Swadharme nidhanam shreyah paradharmo bhayavaha. In your dharma, even if you die, it is for your well-being. But if you follow another person's dharma, it will lead to anxiety. For example, now there was a strike. Doctors ने strike किया Kolkata case. Now the strike standing against injustice is a dharma of a Kshatriya. Is a dharma of a Kshatriya. Kshatriya always stands against injustice because Kshatriya naturally have that willpower to endure. उसको कितना भी torture करेंगे, he will not break. He has that willpower. Brahmana doesn't have it. Shudra doesn't have it. Correct? So then when you make a rule that everybody should go on a strike, people who are Kshatriyas will be able to endure fasting, not eating for 3 days, 4 days. correct? But in their group, there are Brahmanas, Shudras, they can't, their physical endurance is not that great. When police comes and hits, Kshatriyas will be able to tolerate. Like in a Brahmana, Shudra, Vaishya, they won't be able to. So when you are fighting a war, everybody, if there is a football match, can everybody go as center forward? There is defense, goalkeeper, middle person, center, then attackers. Like that, in society also, when you have a particular aim, Dharma says that to face the problem, everybody uses his own strengths and weaknesses. For example, if it is a matter of violence against doctors, as a Kshatriya, I will directly do the strike, correct? But as a Brahmana, what I will do? As a Brahmana, I can, educate. I can educate the males or do some awareness program for ladies to educate their son or their children. So my fight, I will fight at my level. I will do research in that area. I will spread awareness and education in ladies. Similarly, a Shudra, rather than himself standing on the strike, he will serve water and food and do service to people who are sitting there, or arrange the logistics related to that. Vaishya will do the organizing and management aspect. So like that, when you tell a person who is not a Kshatriya to do a job of a Kshatriya, he gets anxious. Similarly, when you tell a Kshatriya and go and do education to people, he will not be able to do it. So when you are fighting, you should also understand your nature. And then think whether you are an intellectually dominant person, you are Brahmana. If you are an action dominant person, can't tolerate injustice, you are a Kshatriya. If you are a person who has an ability of being emotional at heart and wants to serve, service comes natural to you, then you are a Shudra. And if you are a person who is very good in planning and management and HR kind of activities, you are a Vaishya. Economy also plays a very important role in anything that you do. You can contribute financially or raise funds. I will raise fund for the strike. I will not fast. I will raise funding. That is my strength. So in that way, your Swadharma also you have to understand. Not that what everybody is doing, you have to do the same. I will contribute in my own uniqueness, but towards the Dharma, following the Yamas and Niyamas. This is another definition of Dharma. So understanding myself, understanding the society and my and society's interaction, and then spreading harmony in society through my own conscience, understanding yamas and niyamas and trying my best not to break them. This is dharma. First, you have to clear that. पेशेंट आया तो गला काट के 5,000 रुपए लेना है, 10,000 लेना है, एक सेशन का 1,000 चार्ज करना है, वो पैसा कमा के आप बहुत स्मार्ट बन रहे हो, आपने यमा ब्रेक कर दिया है, वो पूरा वेस्ट में जाने वाला है पैसा और आपको मेंटल इलनेस भी देने वाला है. Don't become over smart. Smartest is the antaryamin in the heart. You cannot oversmart him. Simple life. Pehle dharma. With dharma, earn. Who is stopping you? Earn, nicely earn. But not at the cost of another. Hard work karo. Apna duty pura karo. Whether anybody else is seeing you or not, your heart is seeing you. With this, you earn. You may be earning a little less, but ultimately, the value of the money is related to when required, whether it is available or not, and whether it has the capacity to give you what you want in the time when it is really necessary for you. You earn 10 crores, correct? You earn 10 crores, and with that 10 crore, you bought a house, big bungalow. Now there is a crisis and the house you want to sell, it is not selling. Now all the money that you got is waste. No, you have to beg to another person now again, in spite of buying 10 crore. So your buddhi will turn ulta, because in your karmashaya there is ulta karma. इतना पैसा कमा के भी ऐसे उल्टे सीधे इन्वेस्टमेंट करेगा, और जब क्राइसिस का टाइम होगा उसको पैसा नहीं काम आएगा. लेकिन जो धर्म से चलता है वो थोड़ा कमाएगा. लेकिन जब क्राइसिस का टाइम होगा, that money will be there for him. Or you have earned crores, but out of that 25 crore you have to pay for your child to do MBBS. Whereas this fellow, auto rickshaw driver, honestly doing his duty, his son does the hard work, gets a government seat, pays 10,000 per year as the fees. What your children will do will depend on what food they eat. The food they eat depends on the kind of artha that is used to purchase that food. The artha that is used to purchase that food has coloring of dharma or adharma. So with that food which is being fed, even if it is a very nutritious food, because there is adharma in the food, your child will get into addiction. Then whatever you are earning, go to rehab centers. Mental agony different. So the fundamental message is success in life first means, okay, let me be clear about my dharma. Let me never break it. Then with dharma, artha. Lot of hard work, but with dharma. Then you see how effortlessly, even if you earn less, always you will have money with you. Because it will not go in hospitals, it will not go in unnecessary. And then with that, you fulfill your desires, be successful in life, and be ready for the next journey. Such actions going against Yama, they just block your bhakti. Nobody can get any tear for God if he is breaking any of the Yama. If you have lived life for years together without breaking a single Yama, then tears for God will come into your eyes at the time of moksha. Bhakti is so sensitive, I tell you. So sensitive. जो इबादत होती है वो इतना sensitive होता है. One thought against the Yama breaks your bhakti for 2 to 3 days. Your japa is just new, mechanical. That connect goes. बहुत sensitive. If you want to touch the higher dimensions of life, you have to put the roots, the base correctly, properly. So today's class is life-changing. If you are able to understand the gravity, and this is preventive psychiatry. This is a very new emerging field in psychiatry known as preventive psychiatry. If this is not preventive psychiatry, I don't know what else can be. Understood? Thank you very much. Any questions?